Mr. Amo is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to our witness. President Trump's actions are sabotaging America's global standing. Illegally shuttering USAID, freezing foreign assistance programs, and haphazardly firing thousands of State Department employees has weakened our leadership on the world stage and damaged our relationship with our allies. Abandoning our partners and putting international agreements under review at the whim of the administration undermines our credibility and makes our allies less likely to work with us in the future. In June, President Trump announced a review of the Australia, United Kingdom, United States Security Partnership, known as AUKUS. This review erodes trust with two of our closest allies. It is contrary to the strong bipartisan support for AUKUS here in this Congress. Yesterday, our committee, this very committee, passed Representatives Kim and Dean's Bipartisan Armor Act, a bill that I am proud to co-sponsor that would streamline the work of AUKUS. But despite robust bipartisan support, President Trump is continuing to question our need for AUKUS. It makes me wonder why. So, Secretary Hooker, for this next few questions, please provide a yes or no answer. Do you agree that strengthening security and technological cooperation with the United Kingdom and Australia is good for our national security and supports a free and open Indo-Pacific?
I think there's several components to that that
But
it's
could you,
difficult to say
I've
yes
got
or
a few
no
questions.
to each one of them.
Pardon?
I said there are different components to that.
So,
it's difficult to
yes
say
or no?
We are cooperating, so yes.
Great. As part of AUKUS Pillar 1, the Australian government committed to making a $3 billion investment in the U.S. defense industrial base, of which the first installment of $500 million arrived in February 2025. Is that true?
I'm not going to get into the specifics of AUKUS, but both the President and Secretary Rubio have expressed support for AUKUS, so I'm interested in
Well, I'm
the
going to
comments
continue to ask you some
made
questions
about
about
President
AUKUS,
Trump.
so, because the State Department has a role. So you can choose to not answer. I would ask if it is an important thing for to continue to see Australia directly investing in the United States, contributing to our defense industrial base, and supporting good-paying jobs across our country. This should be easy.
Sure.
Great,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
It seems very clear that the AUKUS partnership is essential for our national security and domestic defense industrial base. So, Madam Secretary, are you willing to commit to us right now that the administration will not pull out of AUKUS? Can you affirm that we will not reduce our commitments under AUKUS?
So that is not within my authority to be able to do today for you, but what I can say in response to your questions so far is that both the President and Secretary Rubio have expressed support for AUKUS, so I'd be interested in the quotes that you're referring to, saying the President isn't supporting this, and actually it's the Department of Defense having an internal review on AUKUS. Again, that's not my purview to speak about. I welcome.
Well, the State Department, the State Department does have a role, so don't abdicate the responsibility of the State Department here, because according to public reports, it appears that the Department of Defense is driving the review of AUKUS without the input from the Secretary of State. Shouldn't the State Department have input on one of our closest alliances?
The Secretary of State has said that if there is any review, that the State Department would take place in that. So that is not, I think we have a different view of the quotes that have been said by our leadership.
Well, look, I will tell you this. There is a disconnect here, and this is a challenge in the Trump administration. Because a question for you I have now is, did the Department of Defense give the State Department advance notice when the DOD initiated a review of AUKUS in June? Is the State Department participating?
Sir, thank you for your question. I will reiterate, the President and the Secretary of State have expressed support for AUKUS. That's the leadership that I follow.
Okay, so you agree?
To the Department of Defense on their any review they might be doing.
Well, my point here is, The State Department has a role. You have communicated that you agree with me that this is an important agreement and alliance for our national security. So I am hoping that your words are connected to the actions of the President, the Secretary of State, and the Secretary of Defense in ensuring that we preserve this essential partnership for our national security and our priorities to our defense industrial base here, and so much more that is positive from international agreements which have been challenged by this administration.
Gentleman's time
I
has
yield back.
expired.